Wow, that countdown went real fast. I guess I didn't edit it. We are live, guys. And okay, the chat box has to be enabled correctly. Here we go. Now there we go. That should be correct. Give it full screen. Oh, Mr. Ronnie Brown, I didn't even see you pop in. Must have been sitting right on your computer. Or you're watching a movie on your phone. What do you use to go on the internet? Are you using a tablet or a phone or a PC, I guess? And the question is, if you're using a phone or something like something small, have you ever watched a full movie with that? I've never watched a full movie with my phone before. With a tablet, yes, not with a phone. You have to turn your phone sideways to text. Sideways. So you have to turn your phone like this in order to text, eh? Maybe it's got something to do with you got to be able to see the screen at the top, and then the text chatting at the bottom. I don't know, because when you make a YouTube channel, the 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 bar across the top is weird. Your channel logo at the top of your channel. That's a weird one. If you're on a PC, you'll get to show so much of the channel, the art that you make, and it has to fit in certain boxes in order to fit there. Now, if you look at that very same channel on a tablet, some of the title is cut off. So you got to make sure that you build your art. You must know this. You got to build your art according to whatever size. So when you're on a phone and you're holding your phone this way, so the art is across here. So I suppose it doesn't want you to text in such a small area that's why they require you to turn it this way. And then you probably have some. I don't know. I'm not one of the. Finally, what's happened now is I was using my phone watching some shorts. Okay, cool. You're watching some shorts. I haven't made a short in a long time. That was my best attraction was shorts. They don't count anything towards your watch time, but then, like I said, that doesn't matter. So that's why I decided to make a whole bunch of shorts there, and some of them did pretty good as far as like views go and minutes, like 3,000 views. People must be, and I had 1,500 views on one of my shorts in 7, maybe 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, because I put it up, posted it, and then I went offline. 10 minutes later, I go back online just to check to see if it's actually being seen, and it had 1,500 views already. Simply amazing. I know a lot of guys from the van dweller community in Vancouver and stuff. That's how they used to watch movies at night. They have an arm that comes down, like a thing that you could bend, an arm that would come down with the phone right there, and that's how they would watch their movie on that little phone. And then some guys were. I have two TVs in my van. I could never watch them at the same time, but I had one TV had I actually had them both set up at one time. One TV has it can play DVDs. I still have hundreds of movies in my van. Watched them all already, but anyway. Uh, so if I want to watch a movie with a DVD, but you could get movies anywhere. I don't belong to Netflix, and I don't belong to Amazon Prime or anything, so I don't get any movies that way. Or I just have to go on. What I do is go on YouTube and type in movies, just movies, and they'll show you a bunch of movies. It might not be the top of the line movies like the ones that are just out right now, but they have movies you could watch. Or you can type, if you like documentations, I type in documentation or a document show, and then I would get something to watch that way. Or I could pipe my computer with HDMI cable, go to the other TV. Both have, the only one has a DVD capability. The other one's just a regular TV. But I don't watch much television, um, so it's very rarely that it's on. I just go through my computer, my laptop, and I go on YouTube and just look up what's on there. There's so much stuff to look up on YouTube that you don't need to watch television. What do you want to watch on TV? The news? The news is not good unless you're interested in some sort of show or theater, or maybe unless it's movie time on TV. Get your popcorn out. I used to have a projector in my van where I put the DVD in the computer and then project it onto the whole wall on the side of my. Or sometimes we'd sit outside at night and watch the movie. We'd put up a sheet on the side of the van and watch huge, huge movie. But anyways, we got the. I guess I could adjust that a bit more. Oh, we have. Oh, yeah. Somebody had dinged me earlier, and I forgot to answer. Oh, did I just get a? I got a message from a couple of people here. What's going on? Get a couple in before supper. Getting a couple in before supper. Oh, he went flying his drones. That's what it was. Okay. At least it's going to be nicer weather out. So when I have to go, it looks like I have to check something out here. Hang on, guys. I am in full screen mode. Exit full screen. We'll start up here and go there. Okay, what's going on, anyways? Here, we want to, because I'm in Mexico. Everything's translated from Mexican to English, and it keeps telling me it's going to translate. And I said, somehow can I just leave it at an English? So let's see what happened here. What's going on? Okay, I must have some email happening. Hmm. Yeah. Well, how you is it beginning to be springtime or summertime at least coming up soon there? I mean, some of my friends back in Alberta, they were saying that they're having 20 degree. Well, you got to know Celsius, 20 degrees Celsius weather. Like that's pretty good. That is pretty good indeed. Sandra, well, hello, Sandra. I didn't see you come in there. Spring in Ohio, good for you. Finally, finally something, eh? I got friends from Alberta saying that there's I don't know if you well if you know Celsius, it's 20 degrees either today or tomorrow or whenever, which is really nice and warm. That's actually nice summertime weather warm. Very nice summertime weather warm. Okay, let's see if I can slide this over because I wasn't hitting all the wasn't hitting all the stuff there. So poof, let's move that over. There we go. Now we got something managing there. Back to the comment section. We are still getting below freezing. Wow, some nights, but the grass has started to grow. Yeah, when you can finally see that, like the trees start to bud or the grass start to bud, or like on the prairies where I'm from in the spring, the whole of the like fields that are not they're not farmer fields. There's no wheat. They're just prairie. Now those are nice and green in the spring and most of the summer, but then when it starts to get near harvest time, then everything turns brown. So the landscape is all just a brownish color, golden kind of. We had freeze warning a couple of times this week, and it's 59 Fahrenheit now. Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, cool. Now, I'd move to, if I could, I'd like to move to somewhere that is that kind of temperature all the time. That would be nice. Maybe like in the 70s. What happened to my picture in the background? Layers. I must be missing one. Let me put a picture back there. Media. Um, Upload a new one or put one up there that I've already had. Yeah, Mr. Lizard guy. Had his whole body tattooed. He's trying to be a lizard type. Yikes. Well, let's see here. Put my heart. Put my heart up. What the heck? And I guess I should make it the size of the screen. Uh, there. Where did I go? He's missing in action. Oh, I see why. I got the picture right on the front and not underneath everything else. It should be down here like that. Cool, very cool. There we go. Back in business. 70 all the time would be perfect for me. Yeah, really. So, okay, what is that in Celsius? Uh, 70 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius.
70 degrees Fahrenheit is 21.111 degrees Celsius.
21 degrees Celsius. Now that's, see that, I know that number. That's really nice. Today here was 32. But 21, that's not hot and that's not cold, but you don't have to bundle up when you go outside in the winter. Okay, I got that big bar across the top of my screen. Why is that? Editor. Oops, I missed some. I was messaging DoorDash and thought your background was on. What's this? What? No, wait, what did you say? Uh, I was messaging DoorDash. Oh, that's too small. I can't read that there. Okay. And thought your background was on there. Oh, no way. Really? I know what you mean, Sandra. 80s, too hot. Yeah, 80s is probably too hot. Like 70 is 21 in Celsius. So that's perfect. Yeah, I don't know. There's no there. There must be a place in the U.S. that's like that, roughly all the time, because isn't it warm in the winter months? The farther south you go, I mean, you go to Florida, it's probably hot there. But where do you, or Phoenix, or like, there must be a place that's uh, kind of in between. Hawaii is 70 all the time. Wow, and that's part of the U.S. You see, I'd be moving there. Oh, you watched that thing about the diesel heater, and that's way back what, 4 years ago. That thing, but that that video, the original one, has 16,000 views or something. It's got a lot, one of my highest viewed ones, but it had a problem where the background music was too loud, and when I listened to it, yeah, it was too loud, and I kept getting people telling me, "You're, I like the video. There must be some good information in there, but I can't find it because I can't hear it." So I kind of redid it, re-edited it, and made it better, and reposted it again. So costs an arm and a leg. Yeah, probably because everybody probably wants to go there, and the cost of living is probably pretty high. And Yeah, I'm even trying to grow my beard back, but that was from a while ago there, Ronnie. That was a flashback. I just took the video part and just left out the music and then edited it a little differently and put in some new information on how you know how much fuel you're burning exactly, right to the milliliter, um, every hour, every however often you want, every half an hour, every 10 minutes. How much are you burning? And that formula there will tell you. And it's simply because it's lucky because of the pump. If you put a different pump on, you're going to get different results. But that particular pump that they sell with it always pumps the same amount of fuel every time. So therefore, you know how many pumps it's pumping per second. So it's very easy to figure out how much fuel you're going to be burning every second, then every minute, then every hour. So it turned out really good. Costs an arm and a leg to live in Hawaii. Costs an arm and a leg to live in Vancouver. Alberta's not so bad. I mean, they're all bad places, but Alberta is probably one of your better places. Saskatchewan is probably the cheapest, but there isn't much there. I guess like there's large cities and stuff. I guess it all depends on what you're doing with your life. If you're retired, well, it doesn't matter where you go. If you're looking for work, that might be a different story. See a lot of one-legged and one-armed people there in Hawaii. Cost them dearly. So, Sandra, I don't know if I was supposed to do something with your name on. Maybe not. If I don't write something down, I forget. I've never done a 360 live, but I'm open to this summer. Yeah, well, cool. I met a new friend here. Well, I met him quite a while ago when my drone landed on the hotel on the top floor. um, he became a good friend of mine. Uh, but you have to sign in. Oh wow. Allows live streams. Oh, I didn't know some of them don't, but I thought all phones you could do live streaming. But gee, I lost all train of all thought there. That's what happens when you get old. You forget what you're talking about. I should have timed that one out. I knew it was coming. Oh yeah, the 360 camera. I met this friend, a new friend of mine. He runs his 360 camera. I forget what it's called. It's a popular one. But anyways, that's all he does. That's his YouTube and Facebook and channel and it's all 360. So when we went out and had a couple of beers and a bite to eat, he was videoing all the time. And it's amazing. You can hold that thing in your hand and point it at. You can see you can see down the person's hand, but you don't see the selfie stick. So it's amazing how it makes it just completely disappear. But anyway, so he would do all kinds of weird things, changing the sky and changing all kinds of things. Do the little marble or the tiny earth. Take quite a bit of that, and then doing a lot of different editing you can't do with a regular video. I think I missed something. Underwater case. Oh yeah, that would be nice, eh? You got to get nice clear water. Oh, you got to go down deeper, eh? I took my it's not a GoPro. It's Osmo Action camera. It looks like a GoPro, and I got a. It's supposed to be waterproof, but I don't trust it, and I don't have one of the doors on the outside on it where you plug in the microphone. So I bought a case for it to take it underwater, and even in the crystal clear waters here of the beaches, I took it in with me, and that would, if I let go of it, it would sink. Like it would. So if you're in the ocean somewhere, you drop it. That's it. It's gonna be hard to find unless you put some sort of uh, selfie stick on it or something. But anyways, or something that can float. Um, I couldn't hardly see anything in the water. You'd have to be really up close to someone. In a swimming pool, might be different. Um, you have to be really up close. And then I did it in some pretty murky water, which didn't help at all. That didn't show anything. I took it to Escaret down the river stream that we got to wade in and float down the river. I took it with me there. I don't haven't looked at that footage. It's coming up, Escaret. So I'm so far behind. It's amazing. Insta, I think it's called Insta 360 or whatever. I don't know. That's the one you, but it's like Canadian money. It's like $500. In American money, that's pretty cheap. But it's a pretty good little camera. The new one now has the old one had the version two, and it's now at version three. The version two on the camera itself had a round window for editing things. The new one is a big square window, but basically it was only $30 more or something to get the three instead of the two. So people were saying, might as well bite the bullet right away and get the three. But I don't have $500 to spend on a new camera. I don't need new camera equipment. I got so many cameras as it is. They all do their own little weird things. Like this one will do that, and that one won't. And my go-to camera that I always use most of the time is the Osmo Pocket camera. This little guy. It's tiny. It's got a gimbal already in the head, so you don't have to worry about you know um, movement in the video, and it's just your typical go-to type camera, which works really really well. And then, oh, I guess I'm not handy right here, right at the moment, but my other Osmo Action camera. Hang on, I think I do have it in the back here though. Could be in the bag because I just went to the beach the other day. Shoes, oh, sunglasses. Yeah, Here we are. Here we are. This is the Osmo action camera in the waterproof. Now it is waterproofed already, but if you open it up, this here is the, so you put it in the water, and this here does have it's sealed already. But like I said, this side here, I don't have a door for this side. It's at home in Alberta. I plug a headphone set in here, so I couldn't take this in the water. Although you're supposed to be able to if you got all the doors on. But this is the one that I took in the water. Let's see if I can show you what this is, the camera on the back side. It's probably too bright. And then when you turn it around and you press this button, switches to the camera on the front. And I think the GoPros all have the camera both. You could have either front or back or both. This one here is front or back only. That's all you get. It's voice activated. Start recording. Only when you wanted to. Start recording. There, that beep beep beep, and now it's recording. I don't know if it. Oh yeah, there's a little light on the front that flashes. Stop recording. Sometimes it doesn't listen to you. Shut down. There, so it shuts down. I don't think it'll turn itself on, but nice. I got a little action camera from a thrift shop, but I still have to learn how to use it. Well, lots of failure. It seems like cameras nowadays doesn't matter how much you spend on it. It could be the cheapest one you can find, and they do a pretty good job. A special charger. Yeah, this one here needs a special charger too for it because the batteries are. Uh, let's just see what they look like. But I bought all that equipment all already. So this is the battery for it. It has a rubber seal on the lid to close it up once you put it in for the water. But like I said, I don't really trust it that much. Once water gets on the inside, well, then I think it's toast. It's to stop the water from getting in the first place. But this camera is really good video. Like it's when it's not in the water, it's regular. But there again, I have a whole gimbal for this big long handled big gimbal. But there again, to walk around with that, I have to be doing video on purpose, like videoing things to edit, instead of just walking along and say, "Oh, hey, there's something of interest. Let's video that." Or I can walk along like this, and yeah, it has rock steady and horizon steady, but still. So I usually put it in this case and then take it out into the ocean and video something. Because when I go back to Alberta, this case would be useless. I don't have. I mean, we're right by a river. I don't know if some people ever go swimming in the river, but it's not the same as a pristine like ocean. The water is not for taking your camera in. That reminds me. So, I wonder what the heck is going on. I'm going to have to make myself a coffee. I've been trying to spend all my like the not spend it all quickly, but I've been the money that I do have in Mexican pesos still, like I usually would take enough money from the what the government sends me there and turn it into pesos so that I could. You don't want to buy things in Canadian dollars. You want to buy things in pesos, and you don't want to run to the store all the time or the bank and get pesos out of the. So you get a few thousand pesos to be at a time. Well, I still have, I think, a couple of thousand pesos, which is not much money, but I have to use it up before I go. I don't want to take any money. Uh, I might as well spend it as opposed to trading it back into Canadian dollars because the Mexican peso is up there pretty good, quite high. So let's just see. What do I have in my input? So good. This Webb Space Telescope is finding out things that they didn't even know. They say, well, the Big Bang Theory might not be correct. And generations go by and we're being told this, you see, that this is how this all happened. I guess it's like uh, Galileo and all them guys when they said that the earth was flat and the sun went around the earth. And then finally it was proven that the other way around, that we're on a globe and we're going around the sun. And then it just, how do you change when you're brought up the sense for generations like believing one way? Big surprise. They changed their minds about everything. Yet really, you'd have to return everything. Yeah, well, that's the thing. When people up there of authority, they tell you something, you're supposed to believe them. And so now they're, yeah, like I said, this telescope is finding out things that you like. Well, you don't even know whether that's true or not, but I guess they wouldn't contradict themselves if they could help it. A 5 second delay. Yeah, I know there's people that believe that, and yet when you talk to them, they have an answer for everything. You'll say, yeah, but it's a conspiracy, and there's thousands of people that are in on it. You give them certain things, like because of the Earth, the way it's shaped, it's a sphere or a round. Like when you fly an airplane, you can go along a certain line, then you can turn at a 90-degree angle. Now you have to figure this out, 90 degrees, and fly along, and then turn at another 90 degrees, and you'll come back to where you started with only three 90-degree turns. You can't do that on a flat plane. It has to be round in order for it to do that. It's a 90-degree turn, but because the Earth is around it, it it's weird. Three points, three angles, three 90-degree angles. It makes you can meet up with each spot again. It's simply amazing. I mean, there's all kinds of like a lot of them. Like if it is flat, there has to be an edge, and if there's an edge, it's covered with ice and snow and stuff. somebody must have got to there and fallen off, or we can fly airplanes over that. Uh, there must be the art if it's the Antarctic. That place must be massive if it's supposed to cover the whole outer edge of the flat round Earth. Like, how come airplane? Usually, when airplane flies in a straight line on a flat Earth, it's going around in a circle. Anyway, there's so many things. For as many things as you can think against flat Earth, yeah, flat Earthers have something that explains why that is. You have to be pretty smart to convince yourself the world is flat. Yeah, really. Well, some of the people that they really believe that still, like wholeheartedly. It's like chopping their right arm off if you could prove it's wrong. There is a few things that are funny, not really got to do with flat Earth, but like for example, you take a telescope, um, like binoculars, even I think would probably work too. But you can you can look at a building far away and it looks pretty close. I mean, it's good view, and you can look at the moon and it looks like a pretty good view also. Like the moon to me is a lot closer than we really think it is because of how much view we see of it and how we can zoom that close into that far into something. And can you replicate that on Earth? Like, it's the moon has got to be pretty close. It just seems to be that way. I never measured it, but yeah, they do. There's no pictures from space because it's not possible to get into outer space. That's a trick to convince you that the Earth is round. Yeah, or they'll say if you do get up there, the uh, the lens they have on their camera is making it look like it's curved because they have to use a lens, a wide angle lens or something to see. When I go flying in an airplane, like 30,000 feet, the Earth is still pretty flat. If you ask me, from way up there, that's amazing. We're pretty high up. So I don't know how high up you have to go before you can actually see the actual curve of the Earth. Some sort of weird facts, like if you take the Earth and shrink it down to the size of a billiard ball, a pool ball, if you could shrink the Earth, now look at all the trees and hills and mountains and valleys and crevices and the Grand Canyon and all those things. If you could shrink the Earth down to that size, it would be smoother than a billiard ball. Smoother, even with all its Mount Everest and all of its bumps and valleys, and it would be smoother because billiard ball looks pretty smooth, but when you magnify it so many times. There's cracks and crevices and bumps and stuff in there like you wouldn't believe. And that's another thing. So that the Earth is nothing. It's a flat, round, smooth kind of object. What about the going to the moon when they were the first people on the moon, and they went there several times? And conspiracy theory guys, they'll tell you that um, the you can't get to the moon because of the radiation belt between Earth and the moon. It would kill you or something or other. I don't know. 2460 kilometers or 1640 miles to see the curve of the Earth. Oh, that's how high you got to go. Eh? Oh well, yeah. Like I'm saying, we're at 60,000 feet, and it you can't. It looks pretty flat to me. The lady I was sitting next to, I said, "Is this a flat Earth or what?" She says, "No, I see the curve." Okay, so when you're at 30,000 feet and you would take the Earth and hold it out at arm's length from you, and you're at 30,000 feet, you'd barely see that airplane on there. We're not very high off the Earth at 30,000 feet. I mean, the space shuttle is at what, 3 miles or 3 or 4 to 6 miles high. That's all. Like I mean, 300 miles high. That's all it is, or 300 kilometers, whatever that is, 150 miles. That's like driving from one city to the other. Amazing. Yeah, 3 miles. I could drive to the moon every day. They took pictures in Nevada. They probably got a whole, what do you call it, studio set up somewhere, probably still hidden. That's pretty close to the space shuttle. I thought it was farther. Yeah, the, what do you call it? The International Space Station is not very high up there. That's amazing. I guess past all the supposedly garbage floating around up there, satellites and all kinds of loose stuff. I guess the shuttle was supposed to be doing some um, tiles on some, and one got away, and it's now it's just floating free in space. Yeah, well, if we do have a flat Earth, though, you're supposed theoretically you should be able to see from one end to the other. If our telescopes can see the moon, I mean, we should be able to see the other side of the Earth, which is way closer. That's pretty close from for the space shuttle. Yeah, I don't know how high the space shuttle would go. Supposedly, have you ever seen pictures of like the Earth and then all the stuff that's floating around it, like satellites and debris and all kinds of? It's like covered. I don't know how they can even fly a spaceship through there, the shuttle through that. They got to know where they're going, or they hit something. They got to keep track of every little piece that's up there. It's like a junkyard. And then Elon Musk wants to put thousands of satellites up there so we can have worldwide Wi-Fi. Like either hurry up and let's get on with it, or the Earth was round. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever gone and looked or typed in YouTube or whatever, like all the stuff that's surrounding the Earth, like satellites and things, and some things that have to be up there in order to communicate. But when they show you everything, it's just like it's. Hopefully, a lot of that stuff is at some point in time would fall to the earth, like burn up and fall back down, clean up the skies. I've seen photos of all of the junk in space. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, me too. And it's nice to put. I mean, like Elon Musk is saying about putting satellites to cover the whole, so many miles apart each one, but they communicate within themselves, so that when you're no matter where you are on Earth, you can communicate with the Wi-Fi because you'll always be near a satellite, and then that one can communicate with the next one, and the next one, and back down to Earth somewhere. But that means the whole Earth would be covered with these things. Where there's land, I suppose you don't want to put them up over the oceans. The odd ones, I guess, for shipping would help, but look at all the junk we put here on Earth, and we live here. Yeah, and I saw one YouTube video on Mars, the junk that's on Mars already. That the the lander part comes to the surface and lands nicely, and then opens up, and there's your rover or whatever it is. But the thing that it came off out of, or the other debris that fell, like the parachute and all that, fell and got parts and pieces, and that's starting to litter the planet already. Like it's simply amazing. No matter where humans go, we're leaving our garbage. We've even got those two Voyager things that are out beyond our solar system now. But those are kind of neat. I like that. I mean, it'd be nice to have some civilization to find it and say, oh, uh, we have somebody else living out there. Let's go find who they are. Yeah, shameful with our garbage, eh? We just happen to leave it around all over the place all the time. There's even, I don't know how much garbage on the moon, supposedly, if they've landed. Even the Chinese have some stuff on the moon now too, supposedly, or one rover that went to just the landing point and then didn't communicate after that. So it either might have like tipped over, or whatever happened to it. But 55 minutes and 20 seconds. We'll call it an evening when it's at 1 hour, which is not bad, actually pretty good. Tomorrow is my actual live stream that I usually do on Sundays. Be my last one from Cancun. Uh, I'll be back in Alberta on the next Sunday, but I think I won't be doing a live then because I have to get situated, get everything all back in the van, and it's all set up for whatever have you. So, well, hello there, Vicky. Hi, how are you doing? I had answered one of your messages there. You'd left me, and maybe aliens took it. Yeah, no kidding. So many weird things going on. You never know what's real and what's not. All depends on what the government wants to tell you. But okay, let's put this back on. So what is it? What have we got left? 5 more days or something? Just 5 or 6 days, and then I'm back to Alberta. So this next tomorrow will be my last live stream from here. Get back to communist Canada. You're right, no kidding. I have to make a video yet on the things that I'm going to miss after I've gone back home. I was thinking about that quite a bit lately, and it's coming down to uh, I think I'll be missing everything, even the bad things that I thought were like the garbage in the streets and the way the, the city is built. It's a 50-year-old city, and it seems like an old broken down ruin places in spots. But yet I'm going to miss all that. So Canada is communist now. Yeah, no plans for the next term yet. I don't know what I'm going to do. Um, I could, I think, apply for like what do you call it? I have to. It costs you money. I forget how much money it costs. Like $2,000 for a temporary residence. You can't get a permanent residence. You have to start with a temporary, which is 4 years, and then after the 4 years, if you want to get a permanent residence, which is I guess full time, then that's not a hard thing to do after that. To get the first one is a little bit tough, but yeah, I'll have to see what I can already. I'm kind of visualizing what it's going to be like when I go back, where I'm going to be living compared to here. It's like one single home base, which is different for me. And back home, it's you got to watch where your home base is. You can't just go and sit somewhere and either not move or like people are watching you. So like here, you're in a house more or less. It doesn't matter. I think I'm supposed to live in Canada for 6 months of the year, 180 days, just to get my medical, uh, my uh, my medical coverage and stuff. They don't know where I am and what I'm doing. They know I was in BC, but they don't know how many days. But yeah, there are hoops you jump through. You have to do. You can just come back home every so often, I suppose. But yeah, if you're going to live permanently in another country, I suppose you're going to get uh, some some funds taken away on you. You have to have a bank account or work. Yeah, no kidding. Medical care is no good. Here I am. I got before I came in Canada, anyways. While in Alberta, you're only allowed to take 3 months worth of your medications out of the drugstore at one time, out of the pharmacy. But then I told them I was going to Mexico for 6 months, and they said, "No problem. We'll give you the 6 month subscription. We'll fill it out for you." So they filled out the 6 month subscription, and then I couldn't go until a month later. So I've only got 5 months subscription left, which I didn't really realize. And I came to Mexico, and a few months ago, I decided, hey, I'm using up a lot of my pills here. What's going on? I should have enough. So I counted a lot of them, and oh, I'm going to be a whole month short. So what I better do is contact my doctor and see what they'll do for me. Tell them you want 1 year. Yeah, you can ask for what you want, I think. So I called the doctor and said I need 1 month thing. I couldn't talk to the doctor. I talked to his nurse, but the nurse just outright told me. She said, "You're in another country. We can't help you." And I said, "What? You sound like a backwards country. Like that's something Mexico would do, not Canada. I need my pills. What am I supposed to do?" They wouldn't help me anyway. So that's how the medical system helps you in Canada. And they just want you to come in and see the doctor once every 6 months, just so that he can charge, or once every whenever, so he can charge money that he saw a patient. Like, wow. Yeah, hopefully I can go back. Uh, you only have to spend 2 weeks a year in Ohio to still get a resident of Ohio. Okay, wow, that's pretty good. Telling me what 1 year. Yeah, right now when you come to Mexico, you can only get 6 months at the max, 180 days, 3 months at a time prescription. Yeah, that's the same in Canada. Didn't you say that you can just get what you need in Mexico? Well, yes. Again, you can just walk in and you don't even need a doctor to sign anything. You just walk in and ask for what you want. So that's what I did. I went and got a few ones that I really needed. So that's what I did. Yeah, actually, anyone meaning government, um, being here, nobody knows. Well, okay, the YouTube group, they know I'm here. My immediate family knows I'm here, but nobody else knows I'm here, and neither does the Mexican government. As long as I don't do anything to get pulled over, or I don't have a car, but uh, I could be here for a long time. People wouldn't know. Mexicans wouldn't know. But if I ever do get stopped, then that's they want to see your passport. You can reset it. Fly home, get shot, organized in, and head back to the island. See, that one nice thing about Mexico, I don't know what it is for Canada. If you're not a Canadian citizen and you go into the country, how long you can stay, and then when you go back out, how long you have to stay out before you can go back again. But in Mexico, it's 1 second. I can be in Mexico, jump over to the US or wherever, and jump back into Mexico. Now I can get another 180 days that fast. There is no restriction. There's no 24 hours or so many months or something. It's just when you're at the airport and you ask the lady how long she says how long you staying. If you say 6 months, if she doesn't stamp the thing 6 months, you can't stay 6 months. So it's whatever she says. Yeah, I can reset my Mexico the minute I take off and head back home. Take me 5 hours. I'm back home, and then turn around 5 hours to come back again. But if you're living somewhere right on the Mexican border, like Yuma, for example, you could live in Yuma, which is the U.S., and just walk across to Mexico. It's across the street, and then be in Mexico for 6 months, and then just walk back to Yuma, and then the same day, like go home for lunch, and then the same day go back to Mexico. I am going to have to end my live stream, people. I am in need of coffee. And Vicky, what herbs do you recommend to replace uh, Xanax? Beyond me. Must have a big book that you have to look these things up. What herbs do you recommend? Got these tiny little bugs here. Yeah, I know. She's been helping me. I do these exercises all the time that she's telling me to do there to get my help my sciatica, help my back. Mushroom, reishi mushroom. There you go. I think I've heard of those mushrooms. St. John's wort. Must have had a few warts. Catnip. Catnip I know is good for cats. It's even good for lions. There's that lion whisperer guy. He had one male lion on there that would he just loved catnip. Oh boy. 2 times a day you can have tea, catnip tea. Well, I find DJI finally came out and said we're gonna allow you to use your goggles with the Mavic 3 Pro Mini 3, which is beautiful. Now I can wear my goggles with the Mavic Mini. Perfect. Love it. Thank you. I'll try it. Try to keep us posted there, Sandra, how it works. Well, I might look healthy, but My 70-year-old body is telling me, some days, you know what I mean? Like it's got your aches and pains, and my back is not so bad. It doesn't feel too bad at all. But I had two operations on my back at one time for sciatica nerve pain and nerves. It was beautiful. Right the minute I was finished, I knew it was, hey, no more pain. Don't take herb like that with a pharmaceutical. It is one or the other. Yeah, right. I saw a guy on YouTube last night. I think he could tie himself. He's like a noodle. I've never seen it. Makes my bones creak when I see him bend like that. Holy smokes! How he was born that way, like, and he could really bend. So it's simply amazing. But I mean, then hey, your body is capable of doing that. Somebody else can do it. And we'll drink together. My doctor said that was okay. I want to replace the Xanax though. Well, but trim. Wellbutrin. I'm gonna have to go back and look at this live after the fact and see how big the text is. I can barely read that. Well, I am getting a little bit thirsty for. I need a coffee or something to drink anyway. I don't have any tea right now, but it's very small text. The one in the side window there, or on the video. I could make it bigger, not at the moment, but I could make it bigger. So, anyways, guys and gals, mostly gals here, I think. Ronnie Braun must be on a mission, and yeah, thanks, Vicky. The wealth of knowledge there. If ever I need something, I know where to go. Love you guys, sisters, and brothers, if they are in the house there. I'm going to end this live stream and work on tomorrow's live stream. Got another one going for Sunday at noon. But, anyways, guys, love yous all, and thanks for popping in and enjoying the day with me. With mushrooms, with the mushroom, replacing the St. John's wort with the mushrooms. Okay. I take it these are like dried mushrooms. How do you how do you take it? Powder it up and then put it in a pill form or something, or just all right. Thanks, Sandra, Vicky. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for taking the time. Love you guys, and we'll catch you guys all on the next one. Stay awesome.